Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha is Parashat Pinchas. And I'm going to go to the middle of the Parsha. It talks about the Korban Tamid. There is a daily sacrifice that every single mingle day, under all circumstances, we must bring. On Shabbat, on Yom Kippur. And it's one of the reasons we fasted this past week is because the 17th of Tammuz is the day that no longer we were able to bring this precious sacrifice. Now, what is so important that there's a midrash that says the whole world is worthwhile to be created just for this sacrifice of Korban Tamid? And the answer is there's a fascinating midrash. The midrash tells us, famous midrash we all know. Rabbi Akiva says, what's the most golden and important rule of the Torah? To love your neighbor as yourself. Ben Azai says, what's the most important rule? To know that a person is created in the image of God. Rav Yehuda, the author of all the Mishnah, says something that seemingly is outrageous, ununderstandable. He says the most important rule of the Torah is what? Korban Tamid. Reach nichoach ishel Hashem. That we have to know this sacrifice, this daily sacrifice that we bring once in the morning, once at night, every single day, rain or shine, is the most important rule of the Torah. Why? Why is so? So, the Korban Tamid, the Sefer HaChinuch, if you look also, says it's a Why do we have to bring a Korban every day under all circumstances? Shabbat, Yom Kippur, Passover is the number one priority to bring this sacrifice. Because this sacrifice is a symbol that our service and dedication to God has to be consistent under all circumstances every day. We could never forget about God. We could never forget about our relationship and our duties to become holy and closer to Him every day. And this lesson that we must be consistent in our service and dedication and devotion to the Almighty Lord, the God of Israel, is so significant that Rabbi Yehuda argues on Rabbi Akiva, and Ben Azai says, love your neighbor as yourself is very important. To know that you're created in the image of God is very important. But I believe that the most important rule of the Torah is to know that we have to have total dedication under all circumstances every day of our life. And this message is so important. It's no coincidence that we learn about Pinchas and read the Torah in this week's Parsha, which is smack in the middle of the summer. Because especially in the summer, there's a tendency of many religious people, when they go on vacation, to forget about their normal standards and customs and habits and traditions of their religious. For example, some people could be very kosher when they're in their hometown, but when they go into another, God forbid, place, they become lax. Instead of OU and OK, it becomes star K or just regular K. Korban Tamid teaches us, if you have a relationship and dedication and devotion and service to God, it can't be like a yo-yo when you're in the mood to pray, when you're in the mood to learn Torah, when you're in the mood to keep kosher. No. Our relationship with God is not based on our mood. Our relationship with God has to be total dedication and devotion, rain or shine, under all circumstances. And that's why, especially, we need this lesson in the summer, where when you're on vacation, you may not learn Torah, you may not daven, you may not with a minyan. And that's why one of the greatest things, I heard this from my friend, that one of the greatest things that have been created is a person needs to create a regimen for learning Torah. The most important mitzvah that we have is learning Torah. That's why Daf Yomi, that's the beauty of Daf Yomi. Even though it's very hard to review it, every day, hundreds of thousands of people learn one page of Gemara. The beauty of that is that it's this Korban Tamid. You know, whether you're on vacation, whether you're summer, winter, Shabbat, I have to finish a page of Gemara. That's our Korban Tamid. And there's so many other beautiful books, Torah books we could read, like Chokle Israel from the Arizal. It has a daily regimen to learn Torah, Musar, Halacha, Ben Ish Chai. So may Hashem help us to understand this. It's so important. I think never in the history of mankind was it so important, the message of Korban Tamid, because people have become so, in this liberal and autonomous democratic society, people feel that if it makes me feel good, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it. If not, not. We must respect our parents always, even when it's tough, even when it's the summer, even though we have any reason to be lazy. We must keep kosher, the 10 Commandments, study Torah, keep our highest standards, because God is watching us everywhere, and God is with us everywhere, and our love and reverence for Him should always be everywhere. Have a wonderful Shabbat and a wonderful week. Please don't forget to subscribe.